What is the best day and time for Scrum events? So today I'm going to share with you 4 of my rules for applying the day and time for Scrum events. Then I'm going to provide a bonus tips to help you reduce your sprint planning. And then I'm going to share with you a starter template for all Scrum events. Before we begin, if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. This channel is dedicated to helping individuals that are in their agile journey. I have content out on a weekly basis, so if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and then click on the bell so that when I put out a new video, you will get notified of it. So let's get going. So here are the 4 simple rules that I abide with whenever I look at Scrum events. So number 1, keep it simple and consistent. Now what I mean with that is that it's the same time, same place, same day. We all have hard enough time trying to remember things as to when certain things are going to occur. So let's make it as easy as possible for our team members to remember what to do and when to do them. So number 2, find the right time when everybody is available. So everybody as in the people that are supposed to be showing up at those Scrum events. Number 3, follow the sequence of Scrum events. There are specific sequence as to what needs to happen before and then what's next. So don't mess around and mix things up. Keep it in the right sequence because all those events has a certain purpose for it. So number 4, keep the length of those events appropriate. What I mean by that is that don't do long meetings. We all hate long meetings, right? So keep it to the right amount of time. So here's a bonus for those that have sprint planning that exceeds more than an hour. So what you want to do and look and see if you are doing any backlog refinement activities. So my proposal here and my recommendation is to split out backlog refinement activities. Keep it as a separate event. Make it its own. So here's my starter template for Scrum events. We're going to walk through each of those events and I'm going to explain to you why I did it that way. So let's start with sprint. So I like to start sprint on a Wednesday, kind of middle of the week, and then end it on a Tuesday. The reason for that is fairly simple. For those that are in the US especially, your holidays tend to fall either on a Monday or on a Friday. So by putting it in the middle, you don't have to shift things a lot. So your chances of hitting a holiday on the middle of the week is fairly small. So one of the reasons why I don't like to start and end basically on a Monday and a Friday is that usually what happens is that if you end on a Friday, chances are your team members may be overachievers and they may be working through the weekend. So for me, I like to avoid that. So then I put it in the middle of the week. Next is sprint planning. So I like sprint planning to be the first thing on the first day of the start of the sprint. So usually it's at 9 o'clock in the morning and the length is only 1 hour. So why do I consider 9 o'clock as the start of the day? Now this doesn't mean that 9 o'clock is when the business starts their business hours. For me, I like to allow the team members to have some time, to gather their thoughts, to remember what they did yesterday, and get ready for the sprint planning. And also for stragglers that may come in late due to traffic and things like that. So that way, if we start at 9 o'clock instead of 8, give them some time and flexibility to work around those things. Daily Scrum. So for me, every day, except for sprint planning day, at the same time, same place. So 9 a.m. Is usually what I start with. So for the daily Scrum, 9 o'clock in the morning is the same reason as why we start sprint planning at 9 o'clock in the morning. So again, giving people time to gather their thoughts, giving people enough time so they can get in. It might be due to traffic and things like that. So that way we have everybody, with their heart and mind ready to go. Then we have the sprint review. So sprint review is the second event at the end of the sprint. So sprint review, usually I have that at about 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So why 2 p.m. for sprint review? Well, usually when people have lunch, there is a time frame where people would like to go out for lunch. About 2 o'clock is when most people have come back from lunch. So I would like to start there. And also because the next event after sprint review is retro. So for me, because of those things back to back, I like to get to the point where everybody's comfortable. And then right after that, we have the sprint retrospective. Again, to me, it's a 1 hour from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I like to keep 4 to 5 kind of open in the event there are some things that we, team members have to go off and pick up kids and things like that. So I leave those hours open. Now we will end the day on Tuesday at about 4 or maybe your retro runs a little bit longer than that. Then everybody goes home. I like the fact that at the end of Tuesday, people get to go home, rest, and then come back the next morning. And then we have backlog refinement. So like I said before, I like backlog refinement as a separate event by itself. And to keep it simple and consistent, I usually run them on a specific day. So for me, it's on a Thursday at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And why Thursday? Well, one, it's not Monday or Friday because that usually have holidays, right? And then Tuesday and Wednesday is when we begin and end sprint. So those 4 days is considered kind of packed in my mind. We want to make sure that developers have time to work anyway. So the only day left is Thursday. And I like the fact Thursdays because on both weeks, whether the week of the sprint start or whether the week of the sprint end or in the middle of the week, for example, there is nothing going on Thursday. So I like to keep it simple, consistent. So Thursday, 2 p.m. every other week makes it really easy. So this is the starter template that I use. From here is where then, based on the teams and teams dynamics in terms of whether they're multi-time zone or not, that's when we start doing some adjustment. So there you have it, the best day and time for Scrum events. Hopefully this helps some of you. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave them in the comments below. Share your thoughts. If you don't agree with me, tell me why. Alright, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. See you later. Bye.